story that comes from the South African Police Union. They have expressed concern over the ongoing unrest in some parts of Gauteng, mainly Johannesburg and Pretoria. The union says the violence is an indication that policing has collapsed. And here's what they say, and I quote, "The collapse of policing in our country originates from the politically influenced police management. Without labeling as having a personal vendetta against the incumbent National Police Commissioner, it is clear that General Sithole is out of depth. He has reached his sell-by date at the helm of the police, South African Police Service." That's a statement coming from the South African Police Union. And I'm joined now in the studio by Tumelo Mogodiseng, SAPU's General-Secretary. Tumelo, it's good to see you.
Afternoon, Thabo.
One would say, even though you are saying this is not a personal attack, it does feel and seems and sounds like a personal attack in its tone. Why are you placing clear blame at the doorstep of the National Police Commissioner for the collapse in policing?
Okay. Thabo, let me first start by sending a message of condolences to all the Zimbabweans by the loss of the President Mugabe. May his soul rest in peace. Thabo, the recent incident that happened in Joburg where the police withdraw when they were attacked, it's a clear sign that the police are failing in terms of crime intelligence. When the police are failing, who's the CEO? Is General Staal. We believe that General Staal has failed policing. Politics have killed policing in South Africa. I don't think even the society knows actually who is the National Commissioner of Police, because everywhere you can see it, the minister who's up front. Where is General Staal during this time? Because we don't see General Staal talking about crime, and as an operator, what is that is going to happen? So our concern as the union state, how long the president of the country must wait up until he recalls General Staal? When are they measuring the performance of General Staal? During General Staal's period, we experienced the high rate of cash interest highs. We are experiencing the high rate of unrest. Look, when we are saying politics killed policing, let's talk to Marikana. Where was crime intelligence when Marikana happened? So we cannot sit and fold hands as the union and say nothing.
But as a union, if you're taking it that far back,
yes,
one would say then you cannot blame the deficiencies in policing or in the institution itself purely on the incumbent police commissioner. Bria Pierre was the general at that time. We've had Paswane as well as the general who's now out. It has been a gradual decline in policing in the country. When you talk about the early detection, for example, we had schools burned in Vuwane in numbers.
Yes.
Police not detecting that. Although later on we hear in Parliament from the then Minister of Intelligence that the police knew, they had intelligence that that was going to happen, but it seems they were unable to react in time. Again, we are seeing flare-ups in the Johannesburg CBD. Minister Bheki Cele speaking in Jeppes Town saying, well, we cannot assume that intelligence didn't know what was going to happen in Tshwane. There seems to be a disconnect and a case of not collaborating between what intelligence know and how police react on the ground. Another typical example, police caught off guard in the CBD during a raid. They were attacked. They had to run away because they could not have intelligence to foresee what was going to happen. It must be embarrassing for the police to be caught napping like that.
That's why we are saying that it's time for General Staal to go, because it means he's not in charge of the crime intelligence. Crime intelligence are supposed to give the units that are operating information to say, look, this is what is going to happen. These people are so much, you must prepare. You cannot have a situation where the police withdraw and we say that is responsible policing. It's a disgrace to policing. Why we are taking as far as Ria Pierre, hence we are saying politics killed policing. Marikana happened because the police was led by a social worker, and it must never happen. We expected General Staal as a police officer, seasoned police officer, to make sure that he claims back the police power from the politicians and lead the police without fear or favor, and make sure that our crime intelligence is not bogged down on political issues. Look, there's an issue of alleged corruption, about 40 million of grabbers. These instruments are supposed to be used for crime, not for politics, not for any other reasons. But we have learned that also General Staal has fallen in the same trap where he cannot claim back the powers from the politician and make sure that the police is not captured and the police serve the interest of the country by making sure that the crime is low in our country. We have been calling for re-establishment of certain units, which some of the units were disbanded because of politics.
Yes.
I'll talk to murder and robbery. Murder and robbery was disbanded by politics where they said some of these units were used by apartheid. Look, a detective who specializes in murder knows the modus operandi of the criminals, and it will assist this detective to bring the rate of murders down by concentrating on the murders, high rate of murder. You can't have a detective having plus minus 300 cases and also having a docket of murder. Murder can take you up to 5 years to investigate. Yes. So you need a person who specialized to can go and concentrate. We talked to firearm unit. There was a unit which was a firearm unit that concentrated strictly on firearms. Firearms are all over the country. Firearms are used to kill. Where's that unit that can trace these illegal firearms? Why can't we establish these firearms and make sure that they are being traced and
so
dealt
if
with?
you're alleging political interference, that means at a national level you're alleging political interference by the highest political head. And the political head of policing right now is General Mogodiseng.
We are saying General Staal must take the lead. General Staal must be upfront. We cannot always see the minister as if the minister is the one who's leading the police. Yes, the minister is a political head, but the operational person who's supposed to be upfront is General Staal. Where is General Staal? There are units, Thabo, when we talk about this disbanded unit, SANAP. The problem in Cape Town now is just because of high rate of drugs in Cape Town. This unit used to infiltrate the drug lords and make sure that we deal with drugs in our country. Nothing is happening. The runners at ground level are nothing. We need a unit that will make sure that the big guns are brought to books. Look, the deployment of soldiers in Cape Town. It clearly shows General Staal is confiding to the instructions of the politicians. The army, the mandate of the army is to secure the borders. They don't have the mandate on policy. And what does that mean? What does that mean to General Staal?
For the army, for the defense forces.
Yes.
The people of Cape Town themselves have been saying the police are under-resourced, and you would know that. I think there is a shortage of close to 180,000 police, if I'm not mistaken, at this particular point. And they are under-resourced and they needed help. And the community was saying, bring in the South African National Defense Force. They've been calling for that for years.
Hence we are saying that, what does that mean to General Staal? It's a vote of no confidence in policing. It means General Staal failed the communities of Cape Town, failed the country because of, if the soldiers comes in, it means policing has failed. Look now what is happening in Gauteng. Are we going to deploy soldiers here? Are we at country at war? And the answer is no. But who is leading police in this country? And what is he doing? General Staal can't keep quiet while the country is burning. And we are saying General Staal take over and lead. Or we're asking the president of the country, can you please recall General Staal, because he's not doing justice to the country. And you can look at the high rate of crime now. Yeah. When is he going to be evaluated?
Tumelo, we're out of time. I'm going to leave it there. I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming through. That's Tumelo. He's the General Secretary for the South African Police Union, saying General Staal, take over. You cannot keep quiet anymore. Policing has collapsed in the country. They need your leadership to be visible at this point, and not politicians telling you what to do tactically in terms of fighting crime in the country.